Congresswoman Kaplan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Foshee, who is El Paso Corporation's chief banker?
El Paso Corporation's chief banker. We have relationships with half a dozen of the largest financial institutions in the world.
And they would be?
Bank of America, J.P. Morgan, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs. I'm going to get in trouble for leaving one out by them. Royal Bank of Scotland. A whole litany of banks around the world that are service providers to El Paso.
Many, and also many of which, most of which have gotten counterparty funds through the A.I.G. Transactions through the Fed. You would agree to that?
Again, specifically, I'm sure that many of them did because we do business with many of the banks around the world.
Well, J.P. Morgan Chase got $1.6 billion. Bank of America got $12 billion. Citigroup got $2.3 billion. Interesting to look down. Let me ask you, when you served as CEO of Halliburton, were you a party to the no-bid contracts that were initiated at the beginning of the Iraq War for the oil security in Iraq?
First of all, I was never CEO of Halliburton. I worked for Halliburton for 24 months. I was hired on the heels of the asbestos crisis as the chief financial officer in what would have been characterized as a turnaround mode when the stock went from $56 to $6. Of the 24 months I was there, I spent most of that time as the chief financial officer, so I would not have had a role in that.
This says chief operating officer and executive vice president.
Yes, in the last 6 months I was with the company, I was the chief operating officer.
All right, through what years? Through 2003?
That would have been, I believe I left in the early to middle 2003. So the last 6 months.
So you would have been there at the beginning of the Iraq War?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Feldberg and Ms. Considine, when people wish to write you in your position as trustees, to which address do they write you?
399 Park Avenue, New York, New York, and the zip is 10022.
All right, and how do they address that?
Care of Arnold and Porter. We have a trust office. That's we have a trust office at Arnold and Porter at 399 Park.
All right, Mr. Feldberg, through 2008, you were chairman of Barclays America. Is that right? Yes. Okay. Do you own stock in that bank?
Yes, I do.
You do. What is the relationship between that and Barclay Capital, that was in receipt of $8.5 billion through the A.I.G. counterparty arrangement with the Fed?
Barclays Capital is a business unit of Barclays Bank.
So they are related?
And they are related, yes.
All right. And when you worked at the Fed, what did you do? You were a senior official. What did you do?
Well, I did a number of different things.
What was your title?
Executive Vice President at the time I retired.
All right.
I spent about 10 years running the discount window, the Fed's lending operation. And the last 9 years I was there, I was Executive Vice President responsible for bank supervision.
Thank you. And where's Barclays that you worked for, headquartered in our country? Where is it?
In New York City.
And what street?
Well, it's moved, but at the time it was 200, well, when I left it was 200 Park Avenue.
Park Avenue, so you're close neighbors there.
Yeah.
Ms. Considine, I wanted to ask you, Butterfield Fulcrum, it's a hedge fund management industry. Who are your major clients?
Mainly hedge funds.
Such as?
Well, very small ones. They wouldn't be on your radar screen. I mean,
can you provide those for the record, please? Just pick one. Pick two. Pick three.
Yeah.
You must know who your clients are.
Yeah, yes, I am. The thing is, we are a private company, and we usually don't come out with our clients' names. So I would just have to check with it. The other thing is, it is not a U.S. company, so I would just like to go and get clearance on that.
Butterfield Fulcrum?
Butterfield Fulcrum.
It is based in what country then?
It's a Bermuda company. It was founded 20 years ago in Bermuda. It was bought out about 2 years ago by a U.K. company. And then in the past year, we merged with the arm of Butterfield Bank, which is a 150-year-old Bermuda bank. So it's a global company. It is incorporated in Bermuda. Its senior management is located in the UK.
All right. I thank you for stating that, Mr. Chairman. My
Thank
time
you.
has
Yeah, we have a
expired.
vote on, so we have 3 votes on, so I hope we'll be able to make it. But let me
Mr.
just say
Chairman,
that.
Mr. Chairman, may I just say, you know, as I've listened today, I get more and more concerned when I represent a part of our country that is being devastated by what these New York institutions and New York headquarters institutions have done to America and have done to places like I represent. You have no conceivable idea of the damage you have done and are doing. I could go into a lot of detail here, and I know Mr. Chairman will have follow-up hearings. The way this whole thing is structured, it's an inside deal from the beginning. Every single witness we've had is headquartered in one place. You all know one another, you work together all the time, and I'll tell you, what you've done to Middle America is a sacrilege. Thank you,
For the
Mr.
record,
Chairman.
I'm from Texas.
Yeah,
And our headquarters are in Texas.
Oh, but your bankers aren't.
Yeah,
They
let me,
follow right up to the street.
Let me, you know, it's not clear to, you know, to me and other members here exactly what you do in terms of your role that you're playing in this. So if you'd be kind enough to submit to the committee, you know, some minutes of your meetings so we can get a feel for what you're doing, because it's not clear to us up here, and we've been sort of like whispering to ourselves and passing notes, you know, to ourselves, you know, about your real role. And so if you could help us with that, I'll hold the record open for some minutes to sort of get a feel for what you're doing, and maybe we'll understand, you know, why you're doing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming today. Thank you. Committee adjourned.